Dear God, benevolent. That is the word that I think of when I think of how you made me. Sometimes I don't realize how much you've given me, and I'm sorry for that. Like my writing, or my manuscripts. You know, my notebooks are everywhere, and filled with my ideas, my stories, and just anything that I'm thinking about. I try to take them everywhere, so I can write even when I have a few minutes of time to myself at school. But I never really thought it was anything extraordinary or unprecedented. I guess I thought everybody else did it too, or at least could if they wanted. When Jenna found my latest notebook, I was nervous, angry, frightened, and even a little bit anxious. I really didn't write things in there for anyone else to see. But when she smiled at me, it was a relief to my soul. Did you know? I mean, of course you know. Jenna had this idea for us to work on a book together. It's a storybook for kids. She's going to do the illustrations and I'm writing the story. This is amazing, marvelous, unbelievable. God, thanks for giving me the ability to write. Please let me learn and grow as a writer and do this for the rest of my life. Amen. Love, Rebecca.
Perfect, you don't make mistakes. Welcome, Lakeview Kids!
That's right, welcome. For the month of October, we're on the theme of custom creations. There's only one you. And our monthly Bible verse comes from Psalm 139:14. It says, "How you made me is amazing and wonderful. I praise you for that. What you have done is wonderful. I know that very well." Our life app for this month is individuality. It is discovering who you're meant to be so you can make a difference. And we're going to continue to learn about that all month long so that you understand that you are an individual, that you are unique, and you are special, created by God. And our bottom line for this week is,
you can make a difference right now.
All right, now let's get ready for this week's Bible lesson.
Hey people, I'm Graham, and we're talking about individuality. Individuality is discovering who you're meant to be so you can make a difference. I know, I haven't had lunch yet and I'm already eating candy. I can make decisions like this. You can too, when you're older. Don't you just hate it when someone tells you to wait until you're older? I mean, it's not like you're a baby. You're not age 0. Of course not. And you know what? You use your head. You're no dud. Why should you have to wait until later for what you want now? There's got to be a better way. Well, in today's story, we'll learn about a young man named Timothy and his mentor, Paul. Why shouldn't Timothy be able to make a difference even though he's young? Well, it turns out there's just no reason. I don't think that's spelled the same. See you when you get back.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 12.
Timothy of Lystra must have felt like he lived in two worlds. His mother, Eunice, and his grandmother, Lois, both were Jewish and believed in the one true God.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
But Timothy's father was Greek and likely not a believer.
Just work hard and be a good man, son. That's what really matters.
Okay, Dad.
One day, two men arrived in Lystra. Timothy may have heard them speaking in the center of town.
Jesus is the Christ, the Son of the living God. You can turn to Him now.
One of the two men even healed a man who had never been able to walk. The crowd was amazed.
The gods have come down to us in human form.
Uproar engulfed the city. People even tried to offer sacrifices to the two men, Paul and Barnabas, as if they were gods. But in the middle of the chaos, a group of Jews from nearby towns where Paul and Barnabas had preached showed up and convinced everyone to attack the man with stone instead. Though the Jews dragged Paul outside the city and left him for dead, Paul got right back up. Timothy really surely heard about it.
The power of this Jesus is real.
Paul left for Derbe the next day and returned again to Lystra. Timothy, his mother, and grandmother all listened to Paul's teaching, and all three became believers in Jesus. Paul continued on his journey, but left behind a small, thriving new church.
We must pray each day
and teach each other.
Timothy, in the meeting tomorrow, you should tell the story Paul shared, the one about how Jesus raised a dead man.
Oh, but I don't really like to talk in front of people.
I think you shall do very well.
By the time Paul had returned several years later, Timothy had become a faithful disciple of Jesus. Everyone at the church spoke well of him.
Timothy knows all the Hebrew scriptures.
He is kind to everyone, not just those who are Jewish.
And his father is a Greek man?
Oh, yes.
Paul was looking for someone to help encourage new churches, someone who knew God's words, someone who could speak to people from all different backgrounds.
Timothy, I'd like you to travel with me and Silas and Luke.
Me?
Of course you.
Oh, but there are others older than me with more experience. They're bold. They're better at speaking.
You're the one God has chosen for this job.
Wow. Well, okay.
The elders of the church laid their hands on Timothy and prayed for him. God's Spirit provided Timothy with everything he would need for the work ahead.
Amen.
We leave tomorrow.
Over the next years, Timothy traveled with Paul all around the land to help encourage believers and start new churches. While they spent time in Ephesus, Paul gave Timothy a special mission.
I want you to go to the church in Corinth.
On my own?
You're like a son to me. I trust you completely. The church there needs to see an example of what it means to follow Christ. And, well, you're it.
Timothy went to Corinth. Over the years, Timothy became Paul's right-hand man. Paul even put him in charge of the church in Ephesus.
The leaders in Ephesus are so much older than I am. Will they even listen to me?
Your age doesn't matter.
As Timothy settled in Ephesus, Paul wrote him letters to encourage him.
Don't let anyone look down on you because you're young. Set an example for the believers in what you say and how you live. Also, set an example in how you love and in what you believe. Show the believers how to be pure.
Though Timothy met Paul when he was a very young man, he was able to play an important part in helping Paul build up the early church and sharing their incredible news of Jesus.
When Timothy was still a young man, the Apostle Paul wrote him a letter. In the letter, Paul wrote, "Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. Set an example for the believers in what you say and in how you live." You know what that means? You don't have to wait until you're older to make a difference. You can be an example for other people right now by how you live your life. When a friend is feeling down, you can help them find joy. You can make peace when you see two people fighting, and you can tell them to stop. By spreading God's love to the people around you, you can actually point others to Jesus. He's a real lifesaver. So here's the one thing to remember today. You can make a difference right now. Whether you're a junior or as old as 100, you can choose to be an example and make a difference, no matter what. Now, to eat all this candy. Not really. I'm no dud either. I'll see you next time.
That was an awesome story. Let's get ready for our review game. First question, what is individuality? The answer is, individuality is discovering who you are meant to be so you can make a difference. Next question is a fill in the blank, and it's from our bottom line this week. You can make a blank, blank, blank. And the answer is, you can make a difference right now. Next question, who thought they weren't old enough or wise enough to tell others about Jesus? Was it A, Paul, B, Matthew, or C, Timothy? The answer is C, Timothy. True or false? Paul left Timothy in charge of some of the churches they helped create so the believers could have someone to help them as they learned how to follow Jesus. Is that true or is that false? The answer is true. Paul did leave Timothy in charge of some of the churches they helped create. Last question. Your mom or an adult in your life is having a really hard day. How can you make a difference right now? Here are a few examples, but there are many more. You can help make them dinner. You can help care for younger siblings. You can ask mom or an adult in your life how you can help make their day easier. But there are lots of other options or ways that you can make a difference right now. But thank you all so much for spending the day with me. I hope to see you next week. Have a wonderful day and go out and make a difference. Bye.
Every day I choose Jesus, I will follow you. 'Cause there's a world outside that can't seem to make up its mind. It's saying this and that, that and this, everything's changing all the time. You are the light, the truth, the way. So I'll say, hey, every day I'll choose Jesus, I will follow you. Let everything I do honor you every day. I'll trust and obey every word you say, 'cause I know that you love me. I'm following your way every single day. I wanna be who you want me to be. You are the light, the truth, the way. So I'll say, hey, every day I'll choose Jesus, I will follow you. Let everything I do honor you every day. Every day I'll choose Jesus, I will follow you. Let everything I do honor you every day. Every day I can trust you, Jesus. Every day I choose to honor you. Every day I can reflect you to others. Every day I am who you say I am. You are the light, the truth, the way. And I'll follow you every day. I'll say, hey, every day I'll choose Jesus, I will follow you. Let everything I do honor you every day. Every day I'll choose Jesus, I will follow you. Let everything I do honor you every day. Hey, every day I choose Jesus, I will follow you. Hey, every day I choose Jesus, I will follow you.